And that breaking news is in Los Angeles County as officials say what they have feared has become a reality. At least 3 separate wildfires are now raging out of control there.
1,000 structures have been destroyed. At least 2 people have died. Governor Newsom has visited some of those areas and declared a state of emergency. Thousands of firefighters continue to battle flames from the Pacific Coast to Pasadena as those ferocious winds push embers further into the mountains and foothills that haven't had substantial rain in months. Let's get to KCRA 3 meteorologist Dirk Verdorn now with the very latest on those winds. And will firefighters see any relief anytime soon, Dirk?
Well, the thing is that the strongest winds are happening in the morning, and then they're going to gradually decrease. But yet, you may be able to call that some relief, but it's still going to be a problem. We're still going to be dealing with red flag warning conditions, just because it's so dry in Southern California. And even though the winds are going to be decreasing, the fire threat still is going to be there. So right now, wind gusts kind of been fluctuating. That's the gusts. We have winds that were over 15 miles per hour in the Oxford area, now 39. Hidden Hills, that's Van Nuys Airport, 35-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Los Angeles, 31-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So those have been greatly reduced from just the past hour. Santa Ana, 46-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That's actually up from last hour. And 36-mile-an-hour wind gust at Riverside also is up from just last hour. And so we're seeing this kind of shifting back and forth. But the red flag warning is up, and it's going to stay up. We have the damaging winds, so it's not just the fire danger, but the winds in and of themselves are strong enough to where we could see some damage from that. The air is very dry, and that's going to dry out any fuel, so it makes that fire that's already burning move very fast. It's so easy to spread when you have such dry conditions in that area, and that's going to continue. It's going to persist through today. Now, this is not smoke. This is actually fog this morning. This is our Stockton sky camera down by Weber Point. Out at the airport, we have 2 miles of visibility, but in downtown proper in Stockton, you have visibilities that are less than 1/4 of a mile. So we have some dense fog currently in Stockton, which is really unique because we just have had the winds, and that usually dries things out and keeps the fog away. But temperatures have cooled down quite a bit, and we do have calm conditions from Sacramento through Modesto. Temperatures in the low 40s in Stockton, as well as Modesto, a little bit warmer in Sacramento and Fairfield. That's why visibility is so much better in those locations. 12-hour forecast shows we'll have plenty of sunshine this afternoon, with temperatures eventually warming into the mid to low 60s. There's your weather. Now back over to you.
All right, Dirk, thank you so much. Let's continue with our wildfire coverage. This is a live look at the sky over Los Angeles County right now. That region under a red flag warning as thousands flee those 3 rapidly spreading fires. Fire crews are waiting for those winds to die down so they can get some aircraft up to douse the flames. The Palisades fire is the biggest and most damaging so far. The Eden fire also growing north of Pasadena, while the Hearst fire is spreading right near Salmar. As of this moment, there are more than 180,000 people without power. Southern California Edison did shut off power to some customers because of safety concerns related to high winds and fire risk. More than 500,000 could face shutoffs depending on the weather conditions, while tens of thousands of people have evacuated their homes, some even abandoning their vehicles as roads became impassable. Meanwhile, one senior facility in Pasadena was among those forced to evacuate. Among them was one resident in their hundreds. Dozens of wheelchairs and hospital beds sitting with embers falling around them until the ambulances, buses, and vans could arrive to take them to safety.
Over 1,400 firefighting personnel have been working to get these fires out. They worked overnight as resources continue to pour in from across California and even out of state. The Los Angeles Fire Department even asking off-duty members to be ready to suit up. That request, they say, hasn't been made in at least 20 years.
Right now, I'm sitting in an area that looks really apocalyptic. It's a whole neighborhood. I don't even see a house standing. It's really hard to see right now. It's still windy. There's still a lot of fire all around us. So we're not out of this by any means.
Let's take a closer look at the fires one by one. This is a live look at the Palisades fire, and you can see just how much smoke it's putting up. This started yesterday morning. Many residents say they have never experienced anything like this. At last check, the Palisades fire has burned nearly 3,000 acres and at least 1,000 structures are destroyed. That number only expected to go up as these intense winds fuel the fire. The National Weather Service says wind gusts up to 80 miles an hour were a part of what fanned the flames there. Dry winds, including the Santa Anas, have contributed to the warmer than average temperatures there. So far, more than 70,000 people have been forced from their homes as the fire closed in around them. New satellite imagery showing where the Palisades fire began. These images are from the European Space Agency and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. This time-lapse video shows just how quickly that fire exploded in size. The fire burned down Temscal Canyon, a popular hiking area surrounded by neighborhoods of multi-million-dollar homes. The flames jumped famous Sunset Boulevard, burned parts of the Palisades Charter High School, which has been featured in many Hollywood productions, including the 1976 horror movie Carrie, the 2003 remake of Freaky Friday, and the TV series Teen Wolf. Here is a time lapse of the fire from one of the Alert wildfire cameras. In just a matter of minutes, you can see just how quickly that fire spreads before even overtaking the camera itself.
Let's give you a look right now at the Eaton fire. This is burning in Altadena. This started yesterday evening, and as of this morning, nearly 2,300 acres have burned. This is a live look, and you can see fire crews right there trying to extinguish the home on the right. You see the person on the other home on the left. They are currently using their own very fire hose at their home to try and help put out those fires as well. So far, officials say at least 2 people have died and 100 structures have been destroyed. And check out this footage here from a ground crew in the same area in Altadena. You see the entire portions of this neighborhood have just been lost. Fire burning everything from vehicles to homes, businesses, as those winds continue to push the fire into other areas. Meanwhile, the Hearst fire has grown to over 500 acres since last night. Evacuation orders have been issued throughout the area of Salmar. Many residents have been told to leave their homes as those windy conditions continue. We're also monitoring a new fire in that region. The Woodley fire started just after 6 this morning in the Sepulveda Basin. As of last update, it's at 75 acres. Officials say that number could quickly expand as strong winds continue to drive it south. Now, those winds are making things very difficult for fire crews. Departments across the state are sending firefighters because crews in Los Angeles County are already stretched to the limit.
Even with thousands of personnel on site, no containment has been made by any of them.
The main priority right now for us is actually rescuing and protecting lives. Saving homes is number 2. So we're trying to do our best job to deal with the circumstances, but right now these winds, as you can feel right now, they're just unrelenting and they're blowing in every type of direction you can imagine. So even having a strategy of where to put resources ahead of the fire is difficult. Mother Nature's in charge here and we're just reacting to it.
We also now know that Governor Newsom has canceled his trip to Washington, D.C. because of the wildfires. He was scheduled to attend former President Jimmy Carter's funeral, but his office now says he'll not go to D.C. with an all-hands-on-deck response to the fires. We'll continue to track all of those fires both on air and online. For the very latest information, don't forget you can download the KCRA3 app and turn on those push alerts.